Hi everyone, Tanea here from Abort Ignorance, Montana. I just wanted to share with you all something that is happening in Montana this election cycle. So in November, on your ballot is going to be something called CI-128. So what is CI-128? Well, that's what this video is about, is just to share that with you. So CI-128 is short for Constitutional Initiative 128. This is a constitutional amendment that is being brought forth by Planned Parenthood and other pro-abortion advocates in Montana. And what they're trying to do is they would like to expand abortion access in our state. So currently, what we have in Montana for abortion access is we actually have up to 22 weeks of gestation. People can get an abortion in our state. And we also have the right to an abortion directly in our Constitution already. In 1999, there was a landmark case called State versus Armstrong. And in that case, the Montana Supreme Court decided that every Montanan has the right to an abortion under the right to privacy, which is in our state constitution. So we already have a constitutional right to abortion. What the pro-abortion advocates are wanting to do that are bringing forth this amendment is to put abortion directly into our state constitution. So it feels redundant, to be honest, and it's also written very vague. So the way the amendment is written, it would actually expand abortion access beyond 22 weeks of pregnancy. As I mentioned, that's what we currently have access to in Montana. We have 6 abortion clinics in Montana. We have 3 different abortion procedures that people have access to in Montana. And so this is going to expand that even further. And at Abort Ignorance, we think that that's just a little too extreme for our state. It would do things like expand abortion access up to 9 months of pregnancy. So even if you're in favor of abortion access, we would encourage you to vote no on CI-128 because it would expand it up to 9 months of pregnancy. And we feel like that's a little too extreme for our state. It would also do things like protect sex traffickers and sexual predators more in our state because anyone could go in to get an abortion, no questions asked at any point in the pregnancy. And that would open it up for sexual predators and sex traffickers to be able to bring their victims in to receive an abortion and cover up what they're doing. So that would actually hurt women more to have this amendment go through because they're going to be less protected in our state than what we currently have. It would also increase taxpayer-funded abortions. So maybe you're in favor of abortion access and you think it's a woman's right to choose, and we respect that. But this would expand that to all of us would be paying for these abortions up to 9 months of pregnancy. So if any of those things just seem to you like that's not really what you are for, even if you are for women's choice, which we respect, then we would encourage you to vote no on CI-128. The ballot language, as I mentioned, is written so vague that there's repercussions that this would have for Montanans, maybe even unintended, that we don't want to see happen in our state. It's also redundant as we already have a right to an abortion directly in our state constitution under the right to privacy. So we don't really see a need for this amendment, especially with the negative consequences that it would already have. So we would encourage you to vote no on CI-128. That is what it is. They're trying to change the Constitution, but it's already in there. If you want to see the actual ballot language for yourself and make your own decisions, please email me at abortignorancemt@gmail.com, or you can visit my website at abortignorancemt.com. And there is information that we have. We actually have the official ballot language that we could show to you, and you could read it for yourself and see if you think it's too vague and expands access too much. So we urge you to vote no in November on CI-128 simply because it expands abortion access beyond what we already have in Montana. We feel like it's too extreme. If this gets voted down in November, we will be protecting women's lives, and we will still have abortion access up to 22 weeks of pregnancy. We will still have access to the 6 abortion clinics in our state, and there will still be a woman's right to choose. So that changes nothing. None of that changes if we vote no on CI-128. We'll simply be preventing late-term pregnancies, taxpayer-funded abortions, and increased sex trafficking and sexual predators from operating in our state, which ultimately protects women. So vote no on CI-128. That is what it is. If you want the information about it directly just to inform your vote, again, it's abortignorancemt@gmail.com. I'll email it to you. I'll answer any questions you have, or abortignorancemt.com. Thank you guys and have a great day.